All right, we're back with another Zwift ladder race. This time we've got Coalition Unarium against OTR Grit. A little bit of a last minute thing for me on this one. Uh, the afternoon, one of my teammates reached out to Discord, asked if I would jump into this one because she wanted to do the Flamme Rouge Racing tour. So I thought, sure, let's jump in. But it's a bit different one for me because usually I come into these races, I have a good idea of the course, I have a good idea about the other team and who their stronger riders are. But this one, I didn't really have any time to look into anything, so just kind of going in blind. But here we've got Kendrick and Blake, and then Carrie, who I haven't raced with for a while, and Jacob, who was racing his first race with us. So uh, good lineup. And this one, it's the railways and rooftops. So we go over the reverse rooftop KOM 3 times, and then finish with a long sprint just after the downhill. So first lap here, we wanted to go to the front. We didn't want to push too hard. It's pretty far out from the finish to do much of anything, but we saw at some point we had sort of Matt struggling off the back. So I just stayed up to the front and just put a decent amount of pressure on, and then Blake and Carrie going through here. We don't expect to drop anyone here, but just want to put pressure on and get those legs tired going into the next couple laps, and maybe try to do something a bit more on the climb then. So yeah, we see Matt still kind of dangling off the back on the climb here. So we're just again putting pressure on, but not going all out and emptying the tank to try to drop anyone. There's lots of time left to get back on, but we just thought we would again try to tire out those legs. You know, sort of speed up through the downhill here. Just using this time to recover. Um, I'm not sure if it's shown up yet, but throughout this race, my heart rate monitor kept going on and off, on and off. So there we go. We see it going off there. So I was a bit worried going through. I was like, oh, geez, if I go to the pairing screen, is it going to put on the brakes for me? I'm going to stop completely. Kind of sort of tapping the heart rate monitor, sort of doing whatever I could to try to get it back on. I didn't want to get popped and lose points because I had no heart rate monitor through the race. And for some strange reason, the screen was kind of glitchy going around some corners in Nyokyo. I'm not sure if that's a new glitch or what's happening here. So here, second lap, this one we're going to go a little bit harder just to try to put some distance between ourselves and Matt and maybe someone else. So we get to the front and really start to push here. We see Matt's struggling already a couple seconds back, getting himself back on. But then now we see Ron is having some trouble. So really pushing hard to to make that split to try to get some distance going over the top here. We're almost at the top, and I'm still pushing as hard as I can just to make sure that we do come across this with a numbers advantage and get as much time as we can before we get to the next climb, just not giving them a chance to catch back on. So there we got 15 seconds on Ron. Matt's another 3 seconds back. Possible for him to catch up, but we don't have to push too hard on the flat here. Even if they were to catch up, our thinking was that all that work that they put in to catch can get them on the next round up that climb. So looking good here. We have about 7 kilometers to go. We've got 5 versus 3 here. I'm trying to pair to go in and sort of trying to grab my secondary monitor, looking for devices. Nothing's coming up. You'll see my shifting is also gone. A bit of a technical disaster. Oh, and on top of that, the sauce plugin for ladder wasn't working. So Matt and Ron are staying at a decent distance, but we're still pretty far. Now we're coming into that last climb. Here, there was no intention to push too hard. We had 5 versus 3, just put a decent pace in. But then we see that Ivanko is struggling a bit off the back. So now we put even more pressure on to make sure that we're going into this one 5 versus 2. Abbott and Schmaltz are still here with us, but then Blake goes off the front, and now we're sort of separating and isolating them. So I sit up here uh, make them do the catch, and then we have got a 2 versus 1 up front, and then a 3 versus 1 here in group 2. Ideally, I would have liked to have been up in group 1, but just with all the efforts on the climbs on the first couple laps and even the last lap, I just didn't have a lot left. My heart was high, and it made sense to isolate and split up the team here. So now that gap is going out. We don't have to do anything here in the second group. It's really up to Abbott if he wants to try to pull up and get any additional points. But I think at this point, with 5 versus 2 up front, mathematically the win was already ours. So not a lot of incentive for him to push too hard. There was some discussion about whether or not we would sit up and have Kendrick go for the sprint, but at this point it was way too far out. So Carrie goes long here because she doesn't have the 15-second or 30-second power. Sort of leads out. I probably should have waited a little bit more to pull up. Ended up with sixth, but we had 1, 2, 1, 2, 4, 6, 7. We had and 35 to 20. And Jacob showed up on that first race with a big win. Pulled off a lot of PRs on his power all the way up to 1 minute. There you go. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys again next time.